Wednesday night, pro-Palestinian protesters filled the center of St. Louis University's campus. Signs and chants saying "From the river to the sea" could be heard throughout the crowd.
The U.S. House has recently declared the chant "From the river to the sea" as hate speech, as it calls for the destruction of Israel.
But people are at odds with what the phrases and words mean. Jordan Kadosh with the Anti-Defamation League says sayings like this one and calls for intifada are seen as calls for violence and direct attacks on the Jewish community.
I mean, they'd be calling for it to happen overseas, but the fact that people were calling for it here in our community, that's just, that's out of line. And if we're gonna talk about what's appropriate and what isn't, and what's a peaceful protest and what isn't, calling for violence is not a peaceful protest.
Rabbi Jeffrey Abraham says he has people from both WashU and SLU in his congregation at B'nai Amunah and says it's been very difficult for them.
The last few days, I spoke about it from the pulpit and made sure to really talk about how important it is that we stand up against the hatred that we see around us, and we have to use our voices and allow them to be heard.
Daniel Greenspan is a grad student at SLU and proudly wears a yarmulke. He said he's had a tough time this year and actually avoided campus during the protests because he was worried about what might happen.
Twice last semester, somebody came to me in the library, made a beeline to me, threw pennies at me, and left. I have no reason to believe that they didn't have some sort of chat where they told somebody, hey, it's your turn to throw something at the Jew.
Kadosh says anti-Semitism is on the rise at an alarming rate. In Missouri, incidents have more than quadrupled.
Those incidents, they've been growing for a while. This is not new, it's just a spike on top of a growing wave. And it's really, it's disheartening. People feel like they're under siege.